Hello, everyone. A warm, warm welcome to our Women Together Connect. It is Tuesday at noon, and we are here together, and it is wonderful to see everyone. My name is Antoinette, and I am our host with our wonderful little tiny team of Women Together hostesses, and we have our incredible special guest, Brahmani, back with us today. So I will introduce her in just a moment, but just to let us land, and I know many of us are still coming into the room. If we were in some kind of big circle space, we would still be pulling chairs up and inviting people, come sit down over here, there's a spot. So welcome everyone, and let's land here together. So if you haven't yet, or even if you have, you could type into the chat in Zoom and share where you're coming from. And if you are in the YouTube land, you could put a comment in and share where you are today, and we will take some of those in and share it out. So I see we're in suburban Philly, Winchester, Massachusetts, a very chilly and overcast Felton, California. What's up with that, says Lisa. Greetings from near Boston, sunny Portugal. So we are really spanning across the northern hemisphere, it sounds like, the northern western. Anyway, rainy Ossining, unsettled Bloomfield, Connecticut, Cincinnati, Ohio, Falls Church, Virginia, constantly changing weather in Nyack, New York. Yes, we keep getting this thunderstorm thing happening, and then it's sunny and then it's thunderstorming again. So I am here with you in New York, understanding that. We've got Vienna, Lakeville, Mass, south of Boston. Also wet here too. Woodcliff, New Jersey, rainy day. West Palm Beach, Florida, finally not raining. You sent it up to us. So thank you all. It is so good to see everyone and to land here together. Somehow I feel like it's been a while, even though, you know, we do this weekly. Coming in from Toronto, looking forward to our wonderful Tuesday connection. I too am looking forward to today's connection. It is always a joy to come together in this space of being women together and really just giving ourselves a chance to land every week for an hour in just being together, being more fully ourselves, and really deeply listening to each other just for a few moments of our week, getting to really deeply listen to other women and to our inner voice and ourselves. And often this gives us an energy to be able to go out into the rest of our week and have resilience and have capacity to just be fully who we are in the world. And I think that is the joy of being, you know, in the Eileen Fisher world for me, for the foundation for so long, and really our partnership with Brahmani over many years. And getting to be our fullest selves too. So I know that's not exactly the theme for today, but it just comes up for me when I think about this work. So let's just do a moment of stillness and land here together, and then I will turn it over to Brahmani. So if you can get your feet on the ground or feel a sense of connection to the earth with your seat, just feel the body here and being in the body. And you can just let anything exhale out. Anything that's in, just exhale everything out. And then fill the belly. Fill the chest and the collarbones with your inhale. And release. And just follow the breath in and out, feeling just the sense of being human. The sense of being both connected to the earth and to the space right above the head, the space we call sky. And feeling for a moment the beat of the heart. Connecting with anything that brought you here today. Maybe it was a friend or a sister, for having been here many times before, just connecting with what brought me here today. And when you're ready, you can reconnect with the screen. And I like to go on gallery view so we can just see each other and make sure that we're recognizing we're all here together. If you'd like to type in the chat and share what brought you here, now could be a good time. And today's theme and topic is compassion is always the answer. And I just love the topic. I love the theme. I love Brahmani. I'm so glad you're here and back with us. I so miss being with you in person. And at the same time, just so glad you're here. And I'll just share a little bit of your bio before turning it over to you. For those who may not know Brahmani, she brings over 40 years of studies, teaching, and experience in yoga, meditation, mindfulness, and complementary modalities. She's an internationally recognized yoga teacher in the Kripalu tradition. She founded the Rivertown Center for Yoga and Health and was director and head teacher for over 20 years. And it was such a joy to have her in our community. And she's currently the co-creator and director with Yashoda Edmonds of Journey into Yoga School and Yoga and Meditation RYS, where they're hosting workshops, retreats, and yoga teacher trainings. She's the former director, Kripalu Yoga Teacher Association, and many, many other ways of bringing yoga and her life's work into the world. And Brahmani, you've just been such a wonderful guide for so many of us in building community and connecting with ourselves and being in our bodies and really living our practice and inviting us into that in such a deep way. And I know Eileen and I and many others in our community are so grateful to you and grateful that you're back with us and Women Together. So I turn it over to you for today's session.
Well, thank you for that beautiful intro, Antoinette, and thank you everyone for coming. You know, you said something at the beginning about how what you were saying was not so much on our topic, but in fact, I think the idea that we're actually connected, that women together, hearing each other, seeing each other, that is compassion. Compassion is always the answer. I found this new shirt. I don't know if you guys could see it, but I want you to see it. It says, "Love is the answer." Right? I loved it so much I had to get it in 2 colors because it seems like it's always what I want to put on. That's always the message that can be quiet. And but that is it. It's not that romantic love, but compassion, which means, you know, in the Buddhist tradition, compassion is spoken of as a quivering of the heart in the face of struggle. And I think we all, as women, we know that particularly, you know, we, whether it's a mother's heart, a woman's heart, you know, we all have that instinct. We are the healers. We are, you know, we are the ones. We help others. It's quite natural for us. And so thank you for that intro and all those, you know, accolades. They're just, you know, labels. It's, of course, it's not who we are, right? But we know that it gives us ways to show up in the world. And I realize that in my life, and probably you do too, that life happens. You know, there's always a teaching that life gives us all the 10,000 joys and the 10,000 woes, the struggles. But you know what? It gives it to everyone. I don't know if you've ever heard this, but there's a wonderful ancient African word. It's Ubuntu. And what it means is you are, therefore I am. You are, therefore I am. And so, as Antoinette asked us to, I think it's so wonderful to just look at each other for a moment. And compassion really is saying, oh, just like me, this beautiful being here wants to be happy and see someone else, and just like me, oh, I know this one has had her share of joys and woes, and oh, just like me, just like me. You know, she wants to have a fulfilled life, just like me. And so just let's do that. Look through the screen, and wow, we have 2 pages. So just seeing each other, and then in that way we feel seen. Yeah, a little wave, or just kind of like sending your love through your hands, you know, just like me. I see some old friends and new friends. It does. It brings a joy to my heart. It lets me feel connected. I'm not alone. I know, just like me, you've had your share of things. Sometimes we have a lot at one time or another. We're like, oh, what's the message here? Well, just like me, we all have something. Mm. Mm. You just feel those phrases, whatever comes to your heart. I love the expression. I think Sharon wrote a book in Krishna Das, where how to see the heart as wide as the world. And that's really compassion. Yeah, it's a really great thing. I love doing that. Thank you. Thank you. We get to see each other. And in that way, just like me, you know, you are, therefore I am. You are reminding us that I am what I am because of who we all are. You know, in this world, I don't know about you, but it's very natural and common. You know, we see things that really aren't very pleasant. And our tendency is to turn away. You know, I don't know you, but sometimes I've had enough of the news. I don't really want to see it. Or the state of homelessness is really challenging and my heart can break. But there's a wonderful practice. It's in Tibetan Buddhism. It's called Tonglen. And rather than turning away, it's actually an invitation to turn towards it. Be willing to feel it in our own discomfort and feeling someone else's discomfort. So you know how often in practices we might instruct or get an instruction like breathe in, and as you exhale, send out your pain, or, you know, send away, you know, release it, let it go. Well, this is a little different, and there's nothing wrong with that. Letting go is a really good thing. However, it's also, we don't want to turn away, because as we see, just like me, you know, compassion is always the answer. Sometimes we can do something, we can make an offering in some way, and sometimes we can just send a blessing. There are practices, there are loving kindness practice of metta. Some of you may know that, right? Wishing blessings for ourselves and for others. But this Tonglen practice is very interesting too, is that in the face of a challenge, we feel, what does a challenge feel like in us? Does it feel like a darkness? Does it feel heavy? Is it like a cloud? Is it sharp? Just get a feeling tone for it. And so rather than turn away, we would actually breathe that feeling into ourselves. And as we exhale, we send to that feeling of challenge a little softness. Like, what could that being or that feeling need? Maybe it's a cup of hot cocoa. Maybe it's a warm blanket. Maybe it's a hug. Maybe there's a lightness to the energy. So it's that, it's the sense of receiving and sending, right? Exchanging oneself for another, just like me, just remembering, just like me, because our world is really in such a divisive place. And I know we can all kind of get kind of cranky about it. And, oh, they should know better. We should all know better. And sometimes it's I don't know about you, but I'm imagining for some of you, there's a feeling of, it could be despair, or what could I possibly do? We can do this. We can do this in our own hearts. We can share with others. We can be here like we are today. It's really a blessing to be able to do that. And then just like you gave us just those few minutes at the beginning, Antoinette, just that makes a difference. Just that. You're all here for a reason. And it's true. when I work with people, it's like I say, no time is ever too small to connect home. I wrote something in the intro to this about the world is difficult, but we all have resources inside of us to manage it. So we want to build those because we often keep building all, there's training of mantra, and the mantras are a way of turning in a direction of something. And even the loving kindness practice, may I know peace, may I be happy, rather than our mind that says, this isn't okay, I'm not okay, they should be different, I should be different. That becomes our mantra, right? So we want to find ways to turn the mind and our hearts into what is our true nature, which is love, which is compassion. That is who we are, right? But the world gets complicated, right? So we're here to just spend a little time being with each other, being with ourselves, and cultivating some of these practices. Okay, all good, everybody? Yeah, I'm just checking third page. Great. All right. I want to make sure I said everything. We did that. Good. So if you would, I see you're all sitting, so find a seat that makes you, lets you feel comfortable. The Buddha said you can meditate sitting, standing, walking, or lying down. And that's true. That basically means pay attention all the time. Feel where you are all the time. Move from awareness rather than habit. Be mindful. I also said that the two wings of our path are that of wisdom and compassion. Wisdom, the ability to see clearly. And compassion, responding in a way from that quivering of the heart, recognizing that everyone we see is just like us, just like me, just like me. Sometimes people, you get lost. We all know we've been lost in a realm in our own minds or hearts. Some of us act out. But at our core, it's about unbounded peace, that we are boundless peace, boundless love. So just take a few steady breaths, just as we did before, and just let yourself arrive. Only this time we don't have to breathe in any particular way. Just let yourself be breathed, in fact. And you'll feel how the body responds to the breath. They're not separate. None of this is separate, not our body, our mind, our heart, all interconnected. You'll notice how the ribs move the body. There might be movement in the arms or the chest. Just being with yourself in this breath. Sometimes it feels long and sometimes it feels short. Hello, body. Hello, breath. I think it's always about meeting ourselves fully, meeting ourselves as a friend, as my dear mentor and friend, Sylvia Borstein says, may I meet this moment fully, may I meet it as a friend. That means whatever arises, can I meet it with a heart as wide as the world? Even the parts that aren't so comfortable, even when we wish it were different, can we meet that too as a friend? Compassion for ourselves. So these first few moments really is take inventory. Notice the quality of your mind now and your heart. Meeting that as a friend. just for a few moments, you might touch into some place, either in your life or in your body, in your mind, in your heart, that maybe is a challenge. You don't have to go for the most challenging, but just feel what that feels like. So sometimes it's just kind of a thought, something that might be irritating or someplace you're challenged, but let's come into the feeling tone of it. Is there a constriction somewhere physically or a sense of heaviness? Just notice what that difficulty, or in general, when a difficult or challenging time comes, what's the energy that that feels like? And then take a big breath in and let that go. And now connect inside you to some place that is just easy, heartfelt. And feel what that feels like. So now we have these two feelings, what it feels like when we meet a difficulty, the woes and the joy. See that feeling. And so once again, connect to that place. It feels like a challenge for you right now. And without turning away or pushing it away or wanting it different, or even if you notice that's the condition, is wanting it different, just breathe it in. Breathe in the feeling tone of that. And then as you exhale, send that part of you, that softness, that compassion, that love. Breathing in the sense of challenge, breathing out just what it means. And you might have something specific that it means, or it might tell you what it means. And then if you would begin to widen your circle and your awareness to others that might be experiencing something similar in their lives. Just the recognition that in this world there are others just like me experiencing something just like this, more or less. And breathing in that sense, both of a challenge, but also of a connection. We are not separate, just like me. And as you exhale, sending this out to all of those beings just like me, 360 degrees, right? Like everywhere. Send them the warmth, the love. That is a feeling of it, a warm blanket, a hot meal. And just continue for a few moments with that receiving and sending. And then we just take a breath in and out again. Just feel what it feels like inside you to be willing to feel both the 10,000 joys and woes of this world and life. And then in these last few moments, it's a little blessing practice called metta or loving kindness or unconditional friendliness. I love that. So begin traditionally. See, the Buddha said, if you search the world wide, you'd never find another more deserving of your care and love. So blessing ourselves, may I feel safe. And may I feel happy or content. May I feel healthy and strong. And may I live with ease. May I feel safe, content, healthy, and live with ease. Just take a few moments to allow those blessings of equanimity and love to wash over and through you. You search the world wide, you'd never find another more deserving than you. I think it's a way to bring the mind to the moment just with these loving phrases. And then by and by, begin to call your loved ones into your heart and wishing them well. May you feel safe, happy, healthy. May you live with ease. And just notice as you sit there that others may come into your awareness. At that moment, just bless them. All these beings that have loved you into being. Extending it now to our community here, all of these women connecting on Zoom and YouTube and all around the world. And then wishing this to everyone. May all beings everywhere feel safe. And think of that as feeling safe from inner and outer harm. May all beings everywhere. May all beings everywhere feel content and happy where they are. May all beings feel healthy and strong. May all beings live with ease. Imagine the world we would have. Just in closing, a moment of gratitude for the blessing of our time together, this beautiful offering of the Eileen Fisher Foundation and Antoinette, who holds the space so beautifully, to everyone who has showed up, and beautiful practices that are timeless. May all beings everywhere know happiness and the root of happiness. May all be free of all suffering and the root of suffering. May this reach out to touch all hearts without one exception, omitting none. And then just take a few breaths and feel where you are now. We took inventory at the beginning. Feel into this body and breath and heart and mind. Notice your now experience. just sitting for a few minutes and blessing, daring to feel what's here. And meeting ourselves fully as a friend. And as gently, if you like, bring your hands in prayer at your heart, with a gentle bow to your own heart. Like, I see you. That's what Jai Bhagwan and Namaste means. Like, oh, I see the light in you. And then when we look again in the screen, we see it in each other. That sense of Ubuntu, and I see you just like me. Lovely. Thank you so much. So nice to be together. I'm looking now at our next page. I'd like to see you all. Nice. So I'm presently, I have a broken arm right now. I know, look at Antoinette's face, you know, and right before I had a broken arm, I had COVID. So it's been, and so I'm just so aware that compassion for yourself, Brahmani, this isn't easy, you know, and there's a lot of discomfort, but life continues, and there's also so much joy in life. Like right now, being with you, you know, Thich Nhat Hanh used to say, no toothache, and that's how it feels, like no toothache, no bad pain, really lots of joy. So it's easy to get caught in the challenge, but there's also so much joy. So thank you for letting me be here and to share that with you. Antoinette?
Thank you so much for sharing
You're welcome.
with us, and for I'm so sorry to hear your struggles, and also glad that you shared your vulnerabilities with us, because it models so deeply what it can mean to have compassion for ourselves and for each other. So yeah, no toothache.
No toothache. Thank you. Thank you for those kind comments. Very sweet. Thank you. Yeah.
And so powerful to have this practice that you shared with us, and the way that we can, I just feel in this Zoom room and in this space, the just softening around the heart and around the connection to each other. So I invite us to take that experience, and we move into breakout rooms together where we can just connect with each other from this place and share your name, where you are today, and maybe just what's on your heart. A little moment, giving everyone a chance to speak and to share, and that way we can have that verbal. We have this physical and sort of embodied experience of what it feels like to have compassion, and now to share that in an embodied conversation time. That's where we get to practice the magic of being together. So if you're on Zoom, we will see you not next week, but the week after. And if you're on YouTube, we'll see you the week after. If you're on Zoom, we'll be in breakouts together now. So enjoy the time together. We'll be back in about 20 minutes, and we'll still have Brahmani with us for some final Q&A. All right, enjoy the time.